Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wesley Watkins Jr., and that is emphasis on the junior. Today, I want to share with you my college experience as a Georgia Tech graduate and what I would do different if I were to go back in time and redo my experience, and or if I was giving my experience and sharing knowledge to someone that is either going to college, in college, going back to college, or considering it as a whole. And these are some of the things that I would do differently. This isn't necessarily a guide in the form of what my school experience was like, just what I would do differently to set myself up and position myself better in the workforce, applying for jobs, having a career, and just having a stronger network as a whole outside of school. So I'm going to read off some of the things that I would talk about in the rest of the video. And then after, I'm going to go through each one and explain it in more detail. So number one, grades are important, but the experience is better. Join clubs around what you're passionate about. Do extra work, projects, research around your degree and your career path. Network with your professors. Focus on internships. Engage with the people in your class that are engaging in class. And then lastly, advocate for yourself. So we're going to go through each one of those, and I want to explain to you why I said these things, and from experience, classmates, networks that I've built amongst people that have gone to other schools, Ivy Leagues, people that I've met inside of my career path. For those of majority, none of you will know, but I am a consultant. I'm in the consulting world, and I do it in different avenues. I do it for myself and things that I've learned and experienced, and I also do it in the corporate environment. So I want to share with you some of those things. So number one, grades are important. Yes, but experience is better. I'm looking at it from the perspective of someone that is, and when I say grades are important, like having over a certain threshold, maybe a 3.0, which to be fair, I did not have, but I still managed to pull everything together because I took on experience in certain sectors of my life, portions of my life that allowed me to not only gain the fundamental skills that I needed for my career path, whether that be analytically, from the form of communication and consulting, client facing, and then presentation skills, and then possibly even selling work. But that's my career path in specific. You can tie whatever it is to yours, to your career path. But taking that experience and putting it on my resume and being able to translate it to whatever job that I went to and applied for was something that really helped. Not necessarily the fact that I had great grades, or in my case I didn't, but just having great grades alone is not going to do it. So number one, I would say, yes, grades are important. Please pass your classes. Please thrive to be the best in your class, but please put a ton of effort into gaining experience. And that's what we're going to go through in the rest and how to gain that experience. Number two, join clubs that you're passionate about. Specifically things around your degree, career path. So if you're into finance, join the finance club. If you're into programming, join the programming club. You have your hackathons. If you're into real estate, join your real estate clubs. They have clubs for everything. They're on campus. They're majority of the time free. Do them. You will network with other people that are interested and passionate about it at your school. You may end up traveling to other schools and networking with them. You'll have the same community at a different school, and you'll be able to network versus different universities. And then you have alumni of these networks that come in that are in the workforce that you can communicate with, speak with, and learn from so that you can put yourself in the best position for that career path. And alongside, you're going to have projects, things that you do that give you real life experience that you could not get necessarily the same way inside of a classroom. It may be more focused to the person, the group, the project. So try to find clubs that are centered around your passion, your degree, and what you want to focus on in your career. Now, number three, I'm going to put asterisks around this one, and that's because depending on the rigor and the load of your course, this one may be hard, but try to take on extra work, projects, research around your career path. This is something that will just help as far as experience, especially depending on your lifestyle. For me, I was a student athlete, so there were a lot of times when I did have free time that I just wanted to rest, right? And get my bearings back together because my schedule is so busy. I don't know your life, only you do, right? But try to find extra work, extra projects. And I'm going to talk a little bit more on that, but put yourself out there, and that can be in the form of joining clubs, doing research, etc. So number 3 is find extra work, projects, research around your career, and that those two kind of tie together. Now, number 4 would be to find 2 to 3 professors, and this is probably one of the most important ones outside of the club. Find 2 to 3 professors that are centered and tailored to classes that you really enjoy in your field, and or others that you may not take that you have heard great things about. You need to be in their office hours 1 out of every 3 times they occur, right? That way you are building a relationship with them. You are asking them questions. You're getting a chance to show your skill set, your experience. You're able to gain experience, gain skills. You're able to take on projects, possibly extracurricular activities. Speak with, network with them, because they have networks with alumni, people that have come through their classes already that are in the field that you're trying to achieve. And they are a great source of information, essentially a great mentor. And if you handle and approach the situation correctly, you can end up with a mentor that, one, has the knowledge, because the school themselves, the university, would not allow anyone to come in and teach these classes. They have a certain stature that they have to live up to. So when you have this opportunity, you need to make sure that you make the most of the resources available. So please speak with 1, I say 2 to 3, but 1 to 3 professors around what you want to do. This will truly change your trajectory, because there's so much knowledge that they can pass down. A strong mentor can take you far beyond just the hard work and ethic and grit that you can have on your own. But when you put those two together, that's when you can truly excel. Now, next, focus on internships. This is super important. I'd say anywhere from your second year, you can do it your first year, but definitely your second year on, focus on getting internships. And I would argue that the person that has a 4.0 and no internships, no experience, versus someone that has a 3.0, but 3 years of strong experience tailored to what they want to do in their career, is far better in the job world, in finding positions, having security going outside of college, than the person that just has a 4.0 with no experience. And that is, simply put, focus on how you can find internships. Now, this is a difficult piece because it is very competitive, and your grades come into play in this portion, right? When you're getting internships. So I do say that's where things are, they coincide with each other. Like I preach that grades are important, but they're not the most important. But the only way that you can get some of the opportunities is to have good grades. So they have to play with one another, but you don't have to have the highest grade possible in order to get every opportunity, is also what I'm trying to say. And after you get 1 opportunity, 2 opportunities, you realize that they start to flow in simply based off your experience rather than your accolades from your education. So they do go well together, though. Now, next, I would like to say that after you focus on internships, because that's a really important piece, you need to engage with people in your class. And this is one that I dropped the ball on. I knew them, but I didn't engage. Like, my schedule was so busy, and that's partially an excuse, but engage with the people in your class that are engaging in the class. The people, and you know exactly who they are, the people that stay after, the people that ask a lot of questions, the people that are front row, the people that are answering questions, and the teacher has to tell them, not you this time. Engage with those people. But the only way that you should, and this is where you hold yourself accountable, is also by being that person, because it'll happen naturally if you do that, right? It's not a forced conversation. It becomes you're engaging, I'm engaging. There's a silent communication between you and those people, right? So become that person. It makes it easier for you to engage with them as well. These are the people that are serious about their work. They're not fearful, and maybe they are, but they are brave enough to try, right? These are people you want to be around if you want to excel and push beyond the boundaries, right? And then you build a cohort, a network of people that are just as strong and like-minded as you are, because you're like the next person that you sit around, you hang around, you communicate with, and you want people like that in your circle. Now, I went through these relatively quickly, but the last one, and I do this more now, like I'm really good at it now, but early in my life I wasn't. Advocate for yourself, sell yourself. And I don't mean sell yourself like selling your soul, but sell yourself. Be proud of your journey. Be proud of yourself. That is who you are. Like, please be proud and confident of the person you are. It is your journey. No one else can change it. No one else can make it. Only you can. You are at that point because you put in the work. And yes, there are people that may have helped you along the way, but they couldn't do it. Your parents may have put you in the position to do things, but only you can do it. With your life, the only person that can make change is you, and you did. So advocate for yourself. Tell people how great your work is. Tell people how great you are. Tell people how bad you want it. Push. Tell them who you are. Make yourself known. That's the one piece that I've learned now, but that's a confidence thing. You have to be able to be confident about your struggles and your successes, because that together makes you who you are. And you have to sell those. You have to advocate for yourself. So please, rounding everything up, grades are important, yes, because they do help you with opportunities, but experience is more important. 2, join clubs around what you're passionate about, your career, your degree. 3, do extra work, try to find it. If your schedule, your lifestyle, and your class schedule, like the stature of your classes, the rigor of your classes permits it, and it wouldn't allow or create drop off in your grades and other opportunities. Find 2 to 3 professors that you can really take in and be under their belt almost as mentors. Focus on internships. So with your grades, with professors, job fairs, try to find and do your best to get internships, land internships, and then engage with people in your class. And then lastly, advocate for yourself. With all these things, you're building a strong network that allows you to have a brand that represents what you stand for and the career that you are going after. And all these together will put you in a better place so that after graduation, you have a strong foundation that allows you to have higher levels of success. And that's what you really want. You want to be able to get outside and be in this competitive environment, because it's very competitive in every field, and succeed. So I hope this video was helpful. I learned from these things. I've seen people do them well. I've done parts well. I've done others terribly, but these are the things that I think can really help you excel after you graduate from school. So as always, my name is Wesley Watkins Jr. That is emphasis on the junior, and we'll see you in the next video.